Rams. Mahomes threw 6 touchdown passes to bring his season total to 37, but he also had 5 turnovers in the Chiefs' loss. He came into last night's game as the favorite to win the MVP award, with Drew Brees having the second best odds. So, Shannon, is Mahomes still your MVP?
I believe Drew Brees pulled ahead last night.
Okay.
You do?
After
all you said in the first segment? Go ahead.
I don't remember asking you a question.
Sorry.
Cross-examining.
I feel the same way.
You don't get the cross-examining.
Shocking.
Okay. Sorry.
But there's a but here.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
I believe Drew Brees slightly pulled ahead last night, especially after those last 2 turnovers.
Okay.
But I still believe Patrick will win the MVP. Mahomes is the most explosive quarterback, dynamic quarterback that's playing currently. His 37 touchdowns through 11 games are the third most. Peyton had 41 in 2004, and Brady had, 39 in 2007. That's 8 more, Skip, than anybody else in the league. That's 12 more than Drew Brees. Now, context. Skip loves context, and so do I. Context has meaning, has value.
Sure.
The New Orleans Saints have won 3 games this year. Drew Brees has thrown for less than 220 yards. 3. Won 3 games. How many games do you think they're going to win, Skip, if Patrick Mahomes throws for less than 220 yards? Don't worry about it. It's not your turn to speak yet.
I don't know.
That's
a good question.
Yeah, exactly. 5th most passing yards through 11 games, 3,600. He's on pace to throw for over 5,200 yards. He's on pace to throw for about 54 touchdowns. Skip, and here's the thing. It's going to be really close. I believe both teams will end the season at 14-2. Saints will be 14-2. I do not believe the Chiefs will lose another game. They get the Raiders at home. They get San Diego at home. They have to go to Seattle. I don't believe they'll lose another game.
Baltimore at home.
Baltimore at home. Drew Brees has only been sacked 9 times this year. Offensive line is exemplary. Patrick Mahomes has been sacked 20 times. So a little over, not quite 2 a game. Got sacked, 4 or 5 times last night. And when you factor that in, Skip, and so the narrative is everybody's talking about, look at Tyreek Hill and look at Travis Kelce. They're trying to poo-poo the talent that Drew Brees plays with. His running back, both of his running backs, started the Pro Bowl. Michael Thomas, his wide receiver, started the Pro Bowl. So stop with this narrative that Drew Brees is throwing the bums. He's not. You know that, I know that.
I don't know that. Is it my turn, Jim?
No, it's not your turn yet.
Oh, thank you. I think you just...
No, I ain't had nothing to you. I'm taking it back because you interrupted me. The fact of the matter is Drew Brees is not throwing the bums. He has 3 guys that started the Pro Bowl last year. So, with that being said, it's going to be hard to ignore when Patrick Mahomes, after 16 games, has about 52, 53 touchdowns, has over 5,200 yards, and has a 14-2 record. That's going to be awfully hard to overlook. So when it's all said and done, when the smoke clears, and when all the shouting is done, the 2018 MVP goes to Patrick, my homeboy, Mahomes.
He went back to it. He went back to it.
Yep.
Skip, what do you got?
So, Mr. Sharp, I regret to inform you, you screwed it up again. You tried to get the jump on me by jumping prematurely onto a bandwagon that just lost its back wheels.
Well, you had Tom Brady, so
5 turnovers?
Yes.
3 just tumultuous, give the other team 21 points worth of turnovers. 2 late, awful, unclutch interceptions in the shootout instant classic of the year. That's not very good. That's a big old glitch on your resume that you just can't...
So we're just going to gloss over the 6 tubs.
Oh, okay. So...
We glossed it over.
Drew Brees is obviously the MVP leader, and Drew Brees is going to win the MVP. You heard it here first.
Wow.
Because Drew Brees is now 25 touchdowns to 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes has 10 interceptions. Drew Brees has 1.
What about touchdowns?
Drew Brees is pulling away in QBR, 89-84. And by the way,
that's pulling away.
Drew Brees is on pace to have the greatest QBR season in the history of QBR. It dates all the way back to 2006 in its inception.
Is that when they started playing football?
Ever. Interesting. So he's also, Drew Brees, on pace to shatter his own completion percentage record that he set last year with 72%. He's now at 77%. The Saints are 8-1. Kansas City just fell to 9-2. And Drew Brees, well, let's start with Patrick Mahomes. He got outplayed by washed up Tom Brady, really, on a Sunday night. And then he got outplayed by Jared Goff on a Monday night while Drew Brees beat Jared Goff. And then Drew Brees went up and won at Baltimore. He won at Minnesota. He won 51-14 at Cincinnati. He destroyed the NFC East leader at that point, Washington, still the leader, 43-19, and destroyed the Super Bowl champ 48-7. Really? So Drew Brees is throwing to only one credible wide receiver right now, and his name is Michael Thomas, and he ran a 4.640 at the combine. So he is no speed demon, and that's your one shot you got at wide receiver.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Did he go to the Pro Bowl last year?
Otherwise, you're throwing to lots of guys who were all undrafted free agents. One is Keith Kirkland. He's an undrafted rookie out of
was an undrafted free agent.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, but listen to this. This is all the guys who caught passes this past Sunday. Keith Kirkwood, Austin Carr, Dan Arnold, and Josh Hill, all undrafted free agents when they joined the
Do
Saints.
you know how good you have to be to make the NFL as an undrafted free agent when they don't have money tied up in you? How good must you be?
Maybe Drew Brees makes them all real good.
Whoa. Why are you on this Drew Brees bandwagon? You've been harping to me. It's been Tom Brady. Now all of a sudden he's falling off.
Happens. I'm just saying, I know what my Fettuccine
Fettuccine
heard it here first.
I didn't say it.
Yep, you said it.
It was in the report. We discussed it. I didn't call him fettuccine arm.
Patrick Mahomes is throwing to as dangerous an array of weapons as I have ever seen in this league. Tyreek Hill is an absolute blazing game breaker. He's just like quick, fast, explosive.
He's everything.
He is everything. And Travis Kelce, to me, is still the best receiving tight end, just as far as pass catcher, get open pass catcher. And I even go all the way down to Chris Conley. You mentioned him earlier. He caught 7 balls last night for 74 yards. Every time I watch him, I think he's pretty good. Drew Brees would love to have him. He caught 2 touchdowns last night. They were both really good catches on 2 balls that weren't exactly right in his hands.
Right.
So my point is, it's set up for Drew Brees to have his greatest season ever and win his first MVP ever because he's got big stage games coming up. He's got Thursday night against Atlanta on Thanksgiving.
2 days.
Then a week later, he's got at Dallas on Thursday night, and then he's got at Carolina on a Monday night. And he's got Pittsburgh at a 4:25, a late game on a Sunday afternoon. These are all big stages.
Are we supposed to gloss over the fact that he did lose to Fitzmagic? He lost at home to Tampa.
What was the score? 48-40. So he put up 40.
How many games Tampa won?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Now, what was the game last night? 54. He gave up 54. His defense gave up 43. So in the 2 games he's lost, his defense is giving up 97 points. What am I supposed to do with that, Skip?
By the way, Drew Brees was really good against Tampa. That's when we thought Tampa had a really good defense.
Skip, hold on. Let me look. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. This dude threw for 478 and 6 tubs. And you trying to say he was trash? He threw for another, 350, 360 on Sunday night against the Patriots.
Shannon, 5 turnovers?
Okay.
5?
Skip, you make it seem like he had 5 turnovers and no touches. He got some tubs. So what we supposed to, Skip, what am I supposed to do about this 3,600 yards and these 37 touchdowns? What am I supposed to do with them 37 touchdowns? Jenny, his guy Tom Brady that's going to play another 4 years.
If you gave Tom Brady this track team, it would be over. It would be 2007 all over again.
I was going to say 2007.
Thank you, Jenny.
So Skip, don't do that.
Yeah.
But this,
right behind him.
This is what I thought you told me. This is what makes Tom Brady great because he can take average guys from Dorchester, and make them good.
Well, now he doesn't. He didn't even have the 3 guys from Dorchester. They're out.
Now
they don't want any part of this.
17 touchdowns in 10 games, and my homeboy got 17 in the month of November.
Shannon has to change the narrative. You can't fight Drew Brees right now. This is it. The real narrative is Drew Brees wins his first MVP as he approaches age 40.
Let this sink in. Tom Brady won the MVP last year with 33 touchdown passes. The year before that, Matt Ryan won with 38. Here's the guy that got 37 with 5 games to go.
What should he have? He should have 37. Come on.
Why should he?
Because of Andy Reid and that.
Alex Smith had 26 all of last year.
Well, obviously, Alex Smith doesn't have the arm, this kid. And this is Andy Reid's new toy because he turned Alex Smith into check down.
No, he did. That was what he was in San Francisco. Remember? You remember what he was? Harbaugh khaki pants moved on from him in San Fran.
You know, every game for Andy Reid is now Christmas morning. I got my new toy. I got my new toy, and I'm just going to unleash him.
Yeah.
I'm going to let him go all over the living room. I got batteries.
So you believe everybody, so every young quarterback, if you were to put him in that offense, could do what Patrick Mahomes is doing?
Tom Brady could. Oh, he'd just chew that up and spit it out. Spit out touchdowns.
And you know what? It hurts him. It hurts him, old Fettuccine. Old Fettuccine got 17 touchdowns. It bothers you, Skip. I know it's gnawing on you.
Well, it doesn't bother me because you were the one who said Josh Gordon, his only receiver right now, runs like he has a piano on his back. So I call him the piano man.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why does